Hello guys, I am James. So far we have discussed about the basic shapes, how to draw them and the various functions used to draw them. But we haven't discussed how to display plain text in the graphics window. In this video we shall discuss about the outtextxy function and the settextstyle function with which we can use various different types of fonts. And let's get started. So far I have created a new file and named it as text.c. So now let us talk about the outtextxy functions as well as the settextstyle function. Now before going on to that, let's talk about the outtext function, which takes in just a single parameter, and that is the string or the text to display. Now let's give the hello world string with a space there, and let's run it and see. Oh, there was an error somewhere. Oh, sorry, we used the outtextxy function. It was actually just outtext. We shall also look at the difference between the outtextxy as well as the outtext function. As you can see, the required text is being displayed at the uppermost top corner, that is at the point 0, 0, the origin. Now let's look at outtextxy function. So as the name suggests, the outtextxy allows us to place our text wherever required. We can give the x and y coordinates as the arguments. So as you might have guessed, the first two arguments are the x and y coordinates where the text should be displayed. So in this case, let's give the coordinates as 150, 150 for the x and y, and it takes exactly 3 parameters. The first two being the x and y coordinates where the text should be displayed, and the third parameter is the text to be displayed. Let's run it and look at the difference. As you can see, the position of the text has been changed, and it has been displayed at the point 150, 150. Okay. Now the text is displaying with the default font style. Now we have a function known as settextstyle, which allows us to change the default font style, the direction of the font as well as the font size. We have almost 10 fonts available, and I'll be and check out the description to see what are the various fonts available. Now the settextstyle function takes in almost 3 parameters. As I have said earlier, the first parameter is the type of the font, the second parameter is the direction of the text, and the third parameter is the font size. There are 10 different fonts available, and we can specify the first 2 parameters in either the number or in the form of the plain text, the font name or the direction name. In case of font name, we have various fonts like sans serif and something like that. Please check in the description to see with the various fonts available. And in the case of the text direction, we have horizontal direction as well as vertical direction, abbreviated as HORIZ_dir, and in the case of vertical direction it is VER. I didn't remember really. Please check in the description for that as well. In this case, we shall be giving the numbers as the parameters, and for the case of the fonts, we can give the numbers ranging from 0 to 10, and in the case of the direction, we can only give 0 and 1, 0 for horizontal and 1 for vertical. In the case of font size, we shall give the values from 0 to 10, and some fonts may not support most of the font sizes, and we shall be demonstrating the various fonts. First of all, we shall check out the font 10, the font 10, and the horizontal direction, and the size will be almost 8. Now let's have a look how it looks like, the font and size, and as you can see, it's a massive huge font. Now let's see font and look at the difference. Let's change the number 10 to 9, almost 9, and you can feel a difference here. As you can see, the font has been changed. Now let's have a look at just another font, 7. These are the nice looking fonts. These numbers I have said just before, 7, 10 and 9. As you can see, in the case of the font number 7, the size had drastically been decreased a little bit. That is why I said there's a difference between the sizes for various fonts and some and stuffs like that. Now let us type in a font 5 and look at the difference. It is cursive, something like rather running letters or something like that. Now you can play around with various fonts and look how those fonts looks like. And now let's change the font direction. Let's change it from horizontal to vertical. As you might have guessed, it changes the text direction. And let's change the size a little bit. Let's make it 10 maximum size. As you can notice, the text has been changed the direction from horizontal to vertical. Let's get it back to the horizontal direction, and let's take a look at just another font style I meant. And 0 means the default size. Just it is the default size. And the name of this particular font is something like Gothic style, or I didn't really remember. You can refer it in the description. As you can see, this is something kind of a stylish font, but it is hardly readable. In the case of this font, if we increase the font size from 0 to 10, there will be no change at all. And that is why I said in the initial, oh, there was a change. Oh, sorry. When I experimented, there was no change really. Let me check that for another size. Let's say 5. Oh, the 5 is as you can see, for the case of 5, it is same as that of 0. Change it to almost 8. There's a little bit difference, isn't so? Oh, when I experimented, I didn't notice any difference. Sorry about that. So as you can see, there are various font styles available, and the settextstyle function takes in 3 parameters as we have discussed. The first one being the font style, the second one being the text direction, that is being either the horizontal or the vertical, and the final one being the font size. The font styles can have a range from 0 to 10. And we can either give the number or give the font style name. And second parameter is the text direction. We can give either the number 0 or 1, or as the name, or that is horizontal direction or vertical direction, as abbreviations. Please refer to the description part for the names. And for the last parameter, we are giving the font size. That also ranges from 0 to 10. 0 means the default font size. And I hope that you might have got a little bit idea about the settextstyle and the outtextxy functions. Also, you can play around with these functions and experiment on your own what are the various font styles available. And that's all for this video, and as usual,